SABC News Desk. Let's move on now. The Azanian People's Organization President Strike Tokwane says the survival of his party is dependent on its performance in the upcoming 2019 general elections. He was speaking during the party's election campaign launch in Edendale outside Pietermaritzburg. Our reporter, that's Simpiwe Makanya, spoke to Tokwane about the state of the party.
The 2019 general elections are just around the corner and political parties are busy gearing up for those crucial elections. Inside this particular hall, the AZAPO, Azanian People's Organization, is going to be deliberating on issues that the party hopes to implement as it goes to the elections next year. But let me now speak to the leadership of AZAPO, in particular the president of AZAPO, Untate Strike Tokwane. Untate Tokwane, thank you very much for your time. First and foremost, what are you promising the people of South Africa?
Nothing different to what we have promised in the past. We've had our manifesto that says land is the most important thing. Long before it became fashionable to come up with expropriation. That's what we promised them. We promised them the freedom of the mind, as Steve Biko was able to do that, so that they can be able to deal with health issues, because we must improve the health conditions of our people.
On the issue of land in particular, if I can just zoom on that particular aspect, what is the position of this political party?
From inception, AZAPO says this country is where God put us, and it's our country. It was stolen from us. The land was stolen from us. So we are saying we want our land to be repossessed so that it can be redistributed. It can be given back. We say we must create a non-corrupt state that can administer this land so that people don't fight in small areas and put little mukukus and say they have land. There are farms, there are mines, the sea, the sky. Those are the things that we say they belong to our people, and our fight, our struggle, it is for that, and it is worth dying for.
Perhaps someone who's listening to this conversation would say, you are saying all these wonderful things, that is required, but the reality is you have no representation in the National Assembly. How are you going to implement all these things if you have no representation in the National Assembly?
Remember that when we fought this struggle, there was no representation of ourselves in the parliament then. But our representation must be with the people. That's what we want to deal with. But we are not forsaking Parliament. We are mobilizing ourselves to go to that Parliament. But we don't carry ourselves to Parliament. We get the vote from the people when they understand our position. That can make us to be in that Parliament. And this is the appeal as we go for the votes, that when they consider those who have disappointed them, they must always remember that AZAPO has been true to them. They must remember that Steve Biko died for them. They must remember that the leadership of AZAPO has actually not shortchanged them. And they must assist us. We were not there in the past, but we are going to the new election. See, there's election every 5 years. So we renew ourselves to go to these elections so that we can be in that parliament.
In your address inside the plenary, you said that the 2019 elections are do or die, very crucial for AZAPO. Why is that the case?
And this message must be very clear. The elections of 2019 are a tipping point for our organization. We want to tell it straight, and this is what we're going to say to our people, that should we not do well in this election, we might find it very difficult to regroup. And that's why it is important. And you don't want to lie to our people. When we go to our people and they think AZAPO is valuable, they must realize that if they ignore it, they might not find it in this shape in coming years. But the struggle will not be forsaken. We'll continue with it.
Why, though, is it difficult for your message to resonate with the voters of South Africa currently?
Who says it's not resonating? People were lied to, and they went and voted with the hope that those who said to them, "We have brought you freedom in 1994, now they are failing." And that message of 1994, now it's coming to bear. People are now beginning to understand. Nobody talked about 1994. We talked about it, and now people are talking about it. So all we are saying to our people is that AZAPO must be given the power. AZAPO must be voted in order for it to do the kind of things that it wants for them. Struggle is not only for now. It is a long-term and protracted type of program. But it's important that we have a vote now. All we're talking about, it's a vote, it's a vote, it's a vote. And we say vote AZAPO if you want to see changes. Vote the people who don't lie to you. Vote the people who will save your soul. And that is AZAPO.
Ndade Tsokwane, before we let you go, one of the topical issues currently is the issue of media freedom. As we head to the 2019 elections, how important is it for the media to be able to operate in a free space and environment?
Well, we have always fought for media freedom. Some of our members, senior members, are in the senior leadership of SANEF and the media fraternity. And we are in support of that freedom. But we also say that freedom must also come to us. When you do coverage of political organization, that freedom means not freedom to go away, but also to come to AZAPO and cover this organization.
Ndade Tsokwane, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Meta.
All right. There is the leader of AZAPO, Ndade Strike and Tsokwane, taking us through some of the issues that they will be deliberating upon here as we head to the 2019 general elections.